YouTube, what the hell going on? Hope all is well. All is well. Hope you're doing whatever your vision board. I said this in my last video, but who gives a shit? I'm reminding you. Do whatever you need to do and get the shit done. 2024. We ain't got time to be messing around no more. We know what it is. We know what we need to do. Find a way to get it done. Whatever it is. Find a way to get it done. But anyway, we're gonna react to the meanest versus nice celebrities. Off the top of my head, the nice celebrities is probably Keanu Reeves, Shaq. I definitely seen Shaq do a lot of stuff. I look at 50 Cent as a nice celebrity because he might be a troll, but yeah, he always putting people on, so or helping people out. So, and plus, I used this a lot of 50 Cent when I was young because my dad was a big 50 Cent fan, so I used this to a lot of 50 Cent. But meanest, I really don't hear about. I probably do, but I don't probably just listen, probably just scroll past the shit. But anyway, we're gonna hop to the video, see who is the meanest and the nicest celebrity. I just know Shaq.
Who are the 5 nicest celebrities and who are the 5
I don't know who that
meanest?
is.
I can tell you who the meanest one I ever met was. Her name is Ellen DeGeneres.
But while
Damn.
all the evidence points to Ellen
I
being
thought she was
awful,
nice.
Adam Sandler is always highlighted as being incredibly kind. Take for example the time he was refused a table at IHOP after the server failed to realize it was Adam Sandler asking. Embarrassed, the server shared the CCTV to TikTok, prompting Adam Sandler to meet with the waitress personally, while joking about the rejection by stating, "For the record, I only left the IHOP because the nice woman told me the all-you-can-eat deal didn't apply to the milkshakes," although fans were impressed for a slightly different reason. It's very humble of him to not assert that he's a celebrity and ask for special treatment. He acted just like a regular customer and didn't challenge anyone. I respect him for that, with his humble attitude extending to wedding photo bombs, and that time he randomly appeared for some chicken.
Hi guys.
No way.
That's crazy.
Wait, you're joking.
He filmed a
Bro,
good chunk
if you see like Adam Sandler or Samuel L. Jackson just walk into your restaurant, you would think they're doing a movie or some shit. 'Cause that shit don't be. I see how people say that shit don't seem real. Cause you always see them in movies and you see them just walk up for a piece of chicken. You're like, what the hell? What the hell you here for? You here to film? What the hell going on? What the hell
of
going on?
Mr. Deeds in my hometown, and he was simply the nicest man ever. He would come out to sign autographs after a full 14+ hour day of shooting. Didn't matter how long the line was, he made sure every single person got to say hello. He had time for photographs and chats with everyone in town, frequented all the local coffee shops and posed with employees. He seemed to really care and know how excited we all were to have a movie happening and always had a smile.
That's what's
although
up.
Adam's fans aren't the only people to talk very highly of him.
You guys love each other. Is that fair to say?
For sure.
Yeah. I hear each of you individually talking about the other in such fond terminology.
Yeah.
After Pete Davidson worked with Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live, Pete went on to state he's just such a cool, nice guy. I can't explain how wonderful of a person he is. Just like caring and sweet and not full of crap, which is very rare to find. But while Adam Sandler's happy on-screen mood clearly extends to his personal life, Mike Myers from
Waterboy.
Austin Powers is apparently much different when the cameras aren't rolling. Twitter users exposed Mike Myers as an absolute nightmare to work with. The article referred to a tweet reading, "Mike Myers had me fired off the set of The Love Guru because I made eye contact with him and I was there as his bodyguard." The tweet had been posted by a person named Jay Brody, who then expanded on the incident in a podcast.
You'll be basically guarding Mike Myers' trailer. They're like, here's the catch. Can't look at him. But I realized, like, I can't let just anyone into the trailer. So I look up, I catch his eye for a second. I give him a nod to let him know I'm cool, and then I look away, and within an hour, I get a phone call letting me know that I'm fired and I have to get off set.
What's up with that?
Prompting
You can't
others
look
to
at
give
him.
their own anecdotes about Mike Myers' terrible attitude. I was an extra in Love Guru and remember being told we can't make eye contact with Mike. When I tell people this, they don't believe me. Thanks for confirming. People always wonder why there weren't more Austin Powers movies, but never realize how many stories there are like this about him. Basically, no one wants to work with the guy, with one of these other stories coming from the set of The Cat in the Hat, where Mike's co-star Amy Hill stated his area was all covered with tenting because he didn't want anybody seeing him. It was so weird, it was just the worst, I was miserable. Hill also revealed how Diva Myers selfishly kept everyone waiting for hours, overruled the director, and even had someone standing by, just holding his personal chocolates in a dish. It was just a horrible, nightmarish experience, although people have only ever said the opposite about Steve Buscemi. Buscemi worked as a New York firefighter before quitting to pursue acting, although when the Twin Towers were destroyed on September 11, Buscemi walked into his old fire department to volunteer, working 12 hours a day for a week straight in the hopes of finding survivors. He called his old firehouse, then receiving no reply, headed to the site, where he found his former engine company. I asked if I could join them, he said, adding I could tell they were a little suspicious at first, but I worked with them that day. It was a privilege to be able to do it. It was great to connect with the firehouse I used to work with, and with some of the guys I worked alongside. Note, this was in 2001 after he was already extremely famous from movies such as Fargo, yet according to an independent article on his volunteering, very few photographs and no interviews exist because he declined them. He wasn't there for publicity. Wouldn't you think you were hallucinating if Steve Buscemi helped you out of the rubble? What a great humble guy, with a Reddit comment then offering a slightly more personal story. I used to serve him all the time and he never once was a diva. Always had a smile on his face, and I mean I don't even think he once—
That's what's up though. When you get to a certain level like that, you would want people. Like everybody different, but I wouldn't make nobody hold my fucking chocolate. That in a dish, that's insane. But man, when people get money, they turn to assholes. Damn, money make you turn to an asshole. I like this guy. I don't even know who this is, but yeah, that's what's up. Used to be a firefighter in 9/11, and you just went there to help people out. And people trying to take pictures. Oh, I hope they weren't trying to take pictures. I pray they weren't trying to take pictures.
Had a complicated order. He always ordered the most simple thing on the menu and always tipped 20+%. Not to mention Buscemi gets extra credit for being close friends with Adam Sandler. However, it seems Jerry Seinfeld was left out of the party, given every clip of him I've seen outside of his shows is just him being an unlikable douche with an ego the size of a small country. This sentiment began with a Larry King interview from 2007.
I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am? 75 million viewers. Episode.
What? You don't take it.
Damn, who are you? It's crazy.
Well, that's
you know
the big difference between being canceled and being #1.
Okay, I'm sorry. B-movie opens.
Get a resume in here for me.
B-movie opens tomorrow.
Although this attitude extends into other moments like the time he rejected Kesha.
I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Damn, a little hug. It's crazy.
That was a nice moment. I don't know who that was.
Hey, he did a good job. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Jerry then offered no apology for
Cause you never she probably I ain't gonna say that, but I don't know I know who she is, but I don't remember who she is. But she probably would have sued him in today's time. These motherfuckers suing for anything. You know, you don't need
rejecting her.
I don't hug a total stranger. I have to meet someone, say hello. I need to know, who are you?
And then AJ,
she was very nice.
AJ without the dread.
Did you? Yeah.
His dread was fake as insane too.
No.
Leading Kesha to change her mind about him for pretty obvious reasons.
What happened with Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh my God. Are you friends with him?
I am not.
Okay, we're good. It was like the saddest moment of my life.
Jerry also has a reputation for destroying the paparazzi.
The worst place, like you bomb. I'm sure comics go through all the time.
Another very weak question.
And after Lady Gaga was moved to his luxury basketball box for acting rudely at a game, he had this to say.
This woman's a jerk. I hate her. I can't believe they put her in my box, which I paid for. This is what you give people the finger and you get upgraded? Is that the world we're living in now?
Hysterical, I love him.
Jerry Seinfeld's meanness definitely has a charisma to it. However, if you're wanting a more humble type of charisma, then we have to talk about Post Malone. With entire compilations dedicated to him treating other people kindly, there are almost too many wholesome moments to choose from.
Did you draw this? This is awesome. I love you too. Thank you. Cool hat.
There was that time he went out of his way to greet a 21-year-old having his first beer, or that time he gave his $5,000 guitar to a fan after a concert.
You want a guitar? Yes! It's like a $5,000 guitar, so you have to promise me. You gotta promise me that you're gonna take care of it and play it. Okay? Okay?
Damn, that's
Post
nice.
Malone
Get
treats
that man a
paparazzi
guitar.
in the opposite way to Jerry Seinfeld.
Boss, I want you to know that I really like your music.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That means a lot to me.
Can you say hello to Nicole?
Hi, Nicole. Love you guys.
And when this fan somehow made it past security, Post Malone hugs the guy and treats him respectfully before he's taken off the stage. In a different instance, Post Malone let a fan come on stage to play the guitar part in Stay, and it's therefore no surprise that fans have told anecdotal stories such as, someone in a similar thread said Post moved into his brother's street and went and introduced himself to all his new neighbors and invited them for a barbecue. Genuinely sounds
think I
like
talked
an
about
awesome
that.
guy.
This what I was
I
talking
believe this
about.
100%. He had
This is what I was talking about. And I don't even think I uploaded it yet, but this is what I was talking about Post Malone. I seen this on Reddit. Yeah, it was that. If I ever make it or get some type of, I would love to do this. Be nice. Well, I am nice, but goddamn, be extra nice. I know I am, but.
At a party at an Airbnb or something a few houses down from my group's Airbnb, and he legit went around the cul-de-sac himself inviting everyone to the party. He also spent the entire night moving between groups, chatting and generally being a phenomenal host and ensuring everyone had a blast. 10 out of 10 dude. But while nobody has anything negative to say about Post Malone, it seems nobody has anything positive to say about Chevy Chase. Remember when Pete Davidson praised Adam Sandler earlier in the video? Well, Pete had the opposite to say about Chevy Chase, stating, "He's a fucking douchebag. I hate that dude. He's just a genuinely bad racist person and I don't like him." Chevy Chase was fired from Community after calling Donald Glover the N-word, not to mention before the firing, Chase was simply difficult to work with.
He was someone that did not want to be there for the hours that we were keeping. He sometimes could be in not great moods.
Earlier in his career, Chevy Chase had gotten into a fist fight with Bill Murray, and while interviewing Robert Downey
The man got
Jr.,
into a
Chase
fist fight?
stated,
That man
"Didn't your
look old as
father
hell."
used to be a successful director? Whatever happened to him? Boy, he sure died, you know,
God
he
damn.
sure went to hell." It's therefore no surprise that even Will Ferrell stated, "The worst host was Chevy Chase." Yet Chevy Chase foolishly claims that all criticism is just jealousy.
Did you just say that writers writing anything negative?
That man
is
fighting people?
jealousy?
That man old as
What
hell.
kind of jealousy? I'm funnier than them? Yeah, I guess maybe. I'm considered good looking? Yeah, there you have it.
It seems Chevy Chase needs a lesson on humility, and who better to teach it than Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaquille
You gotta
O'Neal.
humble yourself. It's all about humility. And that's why I am where I am now. I humbled myself. I don't look down on people because they're lesser.
Back in 2011, Shaq had hit rock bottom. He'd retired from basketball, divorced from his wife, and had no idea where his life was going next.
I was lost. 76,000 square foot house by yourself. No kids. Go to the gym. Nobody playing in the gym. You go
70,000, but that shit by yourself is crazy. You don't hear shit. Oh man, I know he felt terrible. Yeah, he had to change his life around because that shit is I know that shit was horrible.
Go to their room, nobody's there.
It was during this period that Shaq's mum Lucille gave him some advice.
And then the queen, Dr. Lucille O'Neal, said, "Hey man, I don't know you no more. You need to humble yourself." And when mama talk, the true man listens.
After which Shaq began working on becoming a
That's
better
when he
person.
started giving
It stated,
random
"The day
shit.
I killed the narcissist Shaq is the day my kids text me, 'Hey daddy, I miss you.' Bro, when I got one of those texts, man, I actually cried then. I didn't know what to say. After I got that love from them, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna be the asshole Shaq no more. Because I was an asshole and I lost everything. The day I released all that me, Shaq is the day the blessings opened up. As a result, Shaq's been trying to create a fairly unique legacy.
Talk about legacies. I want mine to be one sentence. Shaq was a nice guy.
Which has been aided by his random acts of kindness, purchasing bikes, shoes, and laptops for less fortunate children. It seems the only people Shaq won't give money to are his own kids.
Gotta
in
finish
respectable
college.
Nepotism. You get all A's this next semester, you can get whatever you want. So he gets all A's, and I was like, go to the dealership and pick one. Then I get a call from Tesla. I said, man, you better take your ass across the street to Honda.
But while Shaq is an obvious choice as a nice celebrity, someone you might not expect to be rude is Bill Nye the Science Guy. I met Bill Nye as a kid and he was the biggest asshole I've ever met. It was a huge letdown after watching his show so often in class. My science teacher from 7th grade told us she had an explanation for why she tried to show us as few Bill Nye videos as possible. I believe she said she attended either a science workshop or an event for teachers where Bill Nye was there, and he was completely rude to her and dismissed her the whole time. Bill's dark side becomes pretty obvious when he debates.
So that man look mean as fuck. You can't tell that man ain't mean. That man look fucking like he'll slap shit out of somebody quick.
other scientists. However, it seems he becomes the meanest when talking to his most popular demographic, kids. Bill Nye came to visit my university. I was sorely disappointed. Bill Nye relied on sexist jokes to relate to the crowd. He kept complimenting women's legs and saying weird stuff about how sexy women are. He was trying to be relatable, but was sorely mistaken, as he faced a crowd of driven female engineers and scientists. He went on about climate change and basically insinuated that we could be the policy changers while the real scientists did the real work. I couldn't believe how much my views of him were falling apart as I watched him pander to students he clearly didn't care about.
Damn.
I later heard that he wouldn't speak with students, only professors, with this anecdote following the very common theme of Bill Nye was my hero until I heard him talk. Although thankfully Keanu Reeves is the perfect balance between good and evil. While filming the second two Matrix movies, Keanu Reeves chose to give up $75 million worth of his movie earnings, instead redirecting the money to the special effects team who he said deserved it more. Even then, this might not have been his most charitable act whilst filming, as a Reddit user
from when that movie was made in the early 2000s or 1999, 1990, whenever it was made, the effects were crazy back then. Like, they definitely deserve that money. Like, the effects was crazy. They went above and beyond.
User stated, a family friend builds movie sets, doesn't design, is one of the poor dudes that just builds. Anyways, he worked on the set for The Matrix, and Keanu heard about family trouble he was having and gave him a $20,000 Christmas bonus to help him out, although money isn't the only thing that Keanu has given up. In 2011, he was candidly filmed giving up his seat on the New York subway, and 3 years later in 2014, he waited patiently for 20 minutes in the rain outside the wrap party of his own film Daughter of God after a mix-up because he didn't want to cause a scene. He didn't say, hey, I'm Keanu Reeves, or yo man, this is my party once to the bouncer, and the owner of the club was horrified when he found out afterwards that the actor was standing in the rain. It's therefore no surprise that there's an extremely popular subreddit dedicated to Keanu Reeves being awesome, although if there's one person who could offset this kindness with meanness,
who can it be?
It's definitely Ellen DeGeneres.
I did not know that lady.
Right now,
I did not know that lady was me. I just thought she was a nice lady on TV. They said that lady's an asshole. They said, I did read somewhere that lady. They said that lady was an asshole. But I just thought she was the nicest person you can be.
All need a little kindness. You know, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard
and that's why her
about
show
Ellen
got took
being
down.
mean, and I'll match everyone with $2 to LA Food Bank. This was the tweet that started her downfall, as nobody could have expected how bad the responses would be. When I was 15, the Ellen Show was doing a contest of fans making a bust of her and sending it to her. I worked so hard on this and even wrote her a letter. Weeks later, she used it as a prop in a game and gave it away to a random person with $500 attached to the bottom.
Man.
Working for her, I was instructed that I can't look her in the eye and never ever say hi to her first. But don't worry, she definitely won't be saying hi to you in the first place. She creates the most toxic environment for her staff. I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia at brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish. Not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I'd worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morning, almost got me fired. Chris Pontius stated on Steve-O's podcast that he wasn't surprised to hear these anecdotes.
It's crazy that all this stuff's come out, like, about Ellen being mean. Because when I met her, I thought she was really mean. Like, and she's like, so what do I gotta do? And she's just pissed to be there. And then she comes out on stage and she's like, all like funny, nice Ellen, you know, like the person that they think she is.
Wow. And apparently neither were the 10 employees who came forward 4 months later to expose her terrible working environment.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is. We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful.
Man, how can you work around
walked
that
on eggshells all the time.
That kind of person, how can you work around that type of person? Especially when they control. See, that's what I mean. When they control everything, you got to do it. If you don't do it, your ass is out of there. Your ass is out of there. That's crazy though. Damn. Then she go out there acting all nice and shit, like shit, everything good. Man, that's crazy. I wonder how people do that in their mind.
As a result, Ellen took a 14-week hiatus, returning with a pretty standard apology.
Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get
So everybody in the back,
and
everybody in the back right now probably gonna have like they motherfucking lying. They motherfucking lying. She finna come back here and file like.
I am working on all of that.
However, this failed to ensure a returning audience, as in May 2022, Ellen's show was cancelled completely.
Cancelled completely. What? Yeah, that video was a good video. I didn't know Ellen DeGeneres was a mean person. I didn't know that. I thought she was a nice lady, but man, some of the shit you gotta do when you're working for somebody is crazy. You got to do it. Ain't no if and buts about this or be fired or work your way around it. I mean, you ain't got to do it, but to please them, you got to. But man, I knew Shaq was gonna be on the list. Keanu Reeves, definitely knew he was gonna be on the list. Some of the mean people I didn't know besides Ellen. The scientist, he looked terrible. Yeah, that's about it. Pete Davidson, Pete Davidson always been real. Besides when he slanging, they had it every time somebody got a girlfriend, they just knew it was him. I mean a boyfriend, they just knew it was him. So, yep, I like this video. But hey, like the video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace.